Alrighty, dudes. Hopefully the sound is good. Whatever, right? Some people like these videos about things that I would like to see changed in Dragon Ball FighterZ. So let's do another one. Although I kind of feel like doing another exposure vlog, exposing some of these losers who got caught red-handed again. But let's talk about this, I guess. And again, remember, this is going off the ideas that I've talked about, how I would change the game, right? And again, I think it's realistic that every character could potentially have one new move, you know, one new special move or a normal, whatever. I think you could actually do that and fiddle with the rest of it, right? And I'll answer some questions that were getting asked the last video. And of course, I don't want to go too in depth because I actually made videos about this before, about things I would like to see changed. So let's start off with Base Goku, because Base Goku isn't a character that I've done before when I made these videos the first time, I guess. So things I would change about Base Goku, just a few things that stick out to me as being bad that should be changed, right? You know what I mean? Because I don't want to get too super in depth with everything I would change. But first of all, I think when you do a Spirit Bomb, the fact that you have to charge up the Spirit Bomb, first of all, I think the Spirit Bomb should do absolute stun, right? I mean, you have GT Goku's little tap, tap, tap is like fireball, whatever. That does absolute stun, but Goku's Spirit Bomb doesn't do absolute stun? Come on, dude. That should do absolute stun, dude. Come on, really? I know that's going to add to more instant kill combos. I don't care. The move should do absolute stun. I don't care, dude, right? Anyway, I also think on block, it should act like, say, maybe Kai's big fireball or something like that. That's what I imagine it. So if you actually charge it up, like maybe the first one only gives you a little bit of advantage. You charge up a level 2, gives you a little bit more, bigger of advantage. But if you charge up a level 3 and you throw that at the dude should have to he should have to block. He should do so many hits on block, right? So boom, if I throw this out, boom, I should be able to go for a mix-up, right? Boom, boom, or boom, low, whatever, dude. I should be able to get in, dude. It should do something on block, and it should do absolute stun. That's just something that sticks out to me about the move. That should be real, dude, right? I mean, the game has reflecting, dude. Come on, right? Give me a break, dude. Speaking of reflecting, like I said, I would like to see a real, since I would buff reflecting in the first place, I would also add, you know, unreflectable moves. And for Base Goku, what I would do for him that I would say is unreflectable, I would say this move is unreflectable. I think that would be cool. So then imagine, because remember, all fireballs would do real block damage in my game if I were to fix it. Pushing you out, you know, the opponent doesn't want to take that. So they're like boom, 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 boom. Oh shit, if they're going to try to do whatever, dude, you know what I mean? From different positions on the screen, they tried to reflect. Oh, well, geez, I'm making it look really hard right now. You know what I mean. Boom, boom, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So if the guy's trying to reflect out of that, you know what I mean? They don't want to take the block damage. That should be able to get the guy, right? I mean, it shows you how much I play, right? Anyway, I think that should be, so there should be mind games. The guy doesn't want to keep blocking that. The guy doesn't, if the guy tries to start reflecting on your shit, oh fuck, dude, get a little bit closer. Wow, man, my spacing is really bad. Anyway, I'm kind of just mashing buttons, but also, you know what I would do too? I would add, you know, I think it's fine that he can homie dash out of this, special cancel out of this, whatever, but I think they should add back that one combo that I showed when he first came out that they took away. Remember how there was that just frame combo where you could link off it? Add that back. I know it's not something that's normally in the game, but you know what I mean? I think they should add that just frame combo back in the game. I think that should be back, where you could do that outfit, right? Add that back, and again, I think that'd be fun. So you got all these kind of things, you know what I mean? Oh, he doesn't want to take all this block damage. Oh shit, well, if he starts reflecting, hit that. Oh, boom, 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 boom. You know what I mean? Do that kind of shit, dude, right? That would be fun, right? Also, another thing that I've always thought is weird is, we got the frame advantage on here, so you see this. And you know he has that tiger knee combo with this too, right? So I don't know why that move works like that, how if you time it badly, it gives you a better advantage. We can just show it on block too. So if I time this as fast as possible, it's -3, right? -2, 4, 3, 5, 2, 2. I'm trying to get the 1, where it only does 1. 2, come on, get the 1. 2, 2. Man, dude, I didn't think this was going to take this long. So as you know, I don't know the spacing. There we go, 1, -1, right? Whatever the case, dude. I don't know why that move is programmed like that you have to like time it badly, and it just goes to show that I don't know the timing because I made a combo video with them, whatever, right? So you gotta time it badly to make it work correctly. That's just so fucking weird, dude. 2, you know what I mean? You do as fast as that should be the best advantage one. I don't understand that. 2, 2, 4, 4, 5, 1. Like that is fucking weird, dude. I don't get why you have to time it badly. It's so fucking weird. Like why are you making me time something badly? I feel like that was put in because people don't expect people to build a tiger knee as like low as possible. You know what I mean? So like, let's make it like whatever. Stupid shit, dude. Baby mode shit. We don't expect people can tiger knee as low as possible. I don't know. It's fucking weird to me. Anyway, another thing I would change for base Goku is, and this is gonna make me, I know this is gonna make some people butt hurt, right? But again, I don't think auto combo. Well, I don't like auto combos, but since auto combos are in the game, you got to deal with it, dude, right? And I would go overboard on Goku's auto combo, right? So this could be one of Goku's new move you give him, right? So you know how he has this string, and which was so cool in the anime too, right? But you know how in the anime, manga, whatever, after he does the knee, he did like a little breakdance sweep, and then he did the palm strike. And this is what I would give Goku for a new move. This would be like the new idea for him, right? So first of all, make this second hit of this do more stun, right? This should be more dangerous than was that like, I don't know what the minus is of this. Again, I don't really particularly. -9, right? When you go for that, right? That should be more stun, so this should be scary to get out of this, right? And then he should have that breakdance kick, right? And depending on if you're like mashing after you do auto combo, if you just if you just do neutral and punch, he does the palm strike afterwards, right? But if you press back and forward after the second hit, either he does the breakdance low kick and he stays on this side, right? Or if you press forward and punch, then he does the breakdance and he kind of slides over to this side, and then if you press punch again, he does that, right? So he technically can have a 4-hit auto combo, right? If you kind of get what I'm getting at, right? So he goes boom, boom. If you press back and punch, he does the breakdance kick and he stays on this side, and then if you press punch again, he does the palm strike. And if you press boom, boom forward in this, then he does the palm strike, or he does the breakdance kick and he like slides over to this side of the guy. And then again, you can just do the palm strike regular like this as well. But point is, you know what I mean? You're giving him like, wow, which low is he going to go? Is he going low on this way, or is he going low on this way? Also, this does a little bit more stun, so the guy's afraid to jab you out of that overhead. You know what I mean? And whatever, I know people hate auto combos, but it's kind of like a necessary evil of the game. There's only so many buttons. And I think you could make Goku's auto combo really scary. And plus, you're making Reflect a little bit better, potentially anyway, so you're like, oh shit, he's got this crazy mix-up from this, and if the guy thinks he's going to Reflect, well, I have, boom, that's going to beat your Reflect. You can't Reflect that. If the guy starts reflecting, you know, boom, boom, I forgot, boom, 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 whatever, blah, blah. You know what I mean? It's like, so you got some like kind of like interesting, you know, maybe you're kind of going overboard with this auto combo, but it is what it is. And maybe the base characters, they should be kind of like quotation marks, have some easy shit that is quotation marks abusable, or easy stuff that is easy to use. You know what I mean? Those are things that stick out to me about Goku that you could do. You know what I mean? And then whatever his new medium is off that, who knows, whatever. But and also, like this, I would say this too, I think that should go over lows. That kick should go over lows. So man, look at that. Goku's got some scary mix-up from his buttons, dude, right? Boom, boom. Is he going low on this side with the breakdance? Low on this side with the breakdance? Is he going to go overhead? Is he going to go, if I try to tap him out of it, he could also do this. If I try to reflect it because it's slow, you know, he has, again, shows you how much I've played. I don't even know the spacing for it anymore, but I think that would be fun, you know what I mean? I think you could do a lot of shit with him. Again, this would be like a real kind of like high fireball if you charge it up. It does absolute stun. Of course, there's so many other things I would tweak here, frame here, this, make, you know, lots of stuff. But those are ideas that stick out to me about Goku that can make him much more fun, you know what I mean? Krillin is a character. I don't want to go too in depth with Krillin because I've done multiple things for Krillin already. I've talked about I think Krillin is much like Vegito, is a character that I think, you know, potentially could show off the dynamic of the game really well. Krillin is also a character that could show off the dynamic of the game very well. And he also is a character that shows off really one of the problems, how I've said before. And again, watch the video where I've talked about this stuff more in depth. Of not all normals should move forward. It's so fucking stupid, right? Because it makes stuff like this. So if I do this, right? Tap, tap. If I do this fast, that doesn't work, right? But if you do this from far, that kind of stuff can work. And let's say I'm terrible, right? Okay, so there I got it, right? So you can do some strings with it, right? But basically the only string is, since hard moves you too forward, you know what I mean? You gotta be like, tap, tap, do a slow one. Oh, I did that wrong. There you go, that works. Or if you do a jump in, you know what I mean? That can like space it correctly, right? There you go, whatever. And he's got a lot of fun stuff off that, right? But that's why you need a normal that doesn't actually move you forward, right? Because this shouldn't be that specific that you got to do either tap, tap, you know what I mean, like that, or if you do it off a jump in. See, even there, I got to like, oh, I pressed the wrong button, but you get the idea. So you got to like, you know, that's why you need normals that don't actually all move you forward. So Krillin is one of the characters that sticks out to me immediately, that I would give him a normal that does not move him. He needs it bad. Maybe give him a hard where he does that, if anyone's ever played the Dragon Ball Super game, he does kind of like a flying kick. Maybe just give him, he does a stationary flying kick and he does that. Because look, that's so fucking stupid, dude. You can't do that from a max range hard, dude, right? So you gotta do like a space and we do like, where that, right? And there's so many cool mix-ups of that you could do, right? Like, boom, boom, look at that. He's on the other side. Do you see that kind of shit, dude? That shit is fucking wacky as fuck, and it's fun, dude, right? So, like, boom, boom. I'm sorry, dude. Wrong button. I'm an idiot. Boom, then you like, oh, then you'd hold it in, whatever. I'm trying to pause while I show you guys. Oh, which way is it gonna go? This way. Fuck my titties, dude, right? I brought around that, but anyway. Or you could be like, maybe one time you'd be like, boom, then low, whatever. Or you're gonna be like, boom, ooh, shit, throw. And the thing is, fireballs are doing real block damage in the game I would play, right? And or a game I would make, right? And I'd also make Solar Flare. Solar Flare should be an unreflectable move. So Krillin's doing all this crazy shit, like he's like, oh shit, I don't want to keep blocking this. Ooh, if he tries to reflect it, boom, you can't reflect Solar Flare. You get a combo off it, right? Boom, boom, fuck my titties, right? So many cool mix-ups with it, dude. You know what I mean? Do whatever you do. You're running in. There's so many fun things you can do with that. That is such a mix-up that should be not designated to just, you know. And I press the wrong button again. I gotta remember you gotta do that. See, very unintuitive, but you know, whatever. I showed a lot of crazy mix-ups you can actually do with that, and you can keep doing it too. You can be like boom, 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 boom. You can keep doing it over and over again like that too. And the guy could be afraid to, you know, duck hard you because the fireball is going to hit them. Or is he going to run in? He's going to solar flare. I can't reflect solar flare. I would also make this, like this thing, dude. That should do triple the block damage. I don't fucking care. Block damage should be a real thing, dude. That shit should do triple the block damage, dude. And that should be unreflectable. You should not be able to reflect, you know, destructive disc, I don't think. So you got like, what a crazy mind game you gave Krillin right now, dude. It's like, oh shit, he's doing these strings that is not only designated to like a max range duck medium kick. You give him a new normal, desperately need that keeps him stationary to set this, all these fucking shenanigans up, right? Yeah, so shit like that. Right there, I showed it. You know what I mean? You can do shit like that, or you know, again, he has the fucking going to low, whatever the fuck you're doing, dude, right? I think that's fun. Level 3 obviously sticks out as something. Depending on if you press like the light and the medium or the fireball and the hard, that should dictate at how long it stays down, you know what I mean, or stays in the air, you know what I mean? That kind of shit. I also like the idea of having an EX. Someone said this, and I actually agree with this. Someone talked about Solar Flare should make it so the guy, if it hits, Solar Flare should make it so the guy's controls get reversed or something like that. I think that's way too good to be a normal Solar Flare. But if you had a Solar Flare that was like a Solar Flare that was like an EX version of the move, you know, took a super, maybe for the next, like, maybe make it something ridiculous, like it's only like 3 seconds. I don't care, like 1, 2, 3. So even if Krillin, or actually, well, I guess it would have to hit, so it'd be longer than X if you did a combo, but whatever the case, if you did EX Solar Flare, maybe if the guy blocked it, I don't know, fiddle with the timing or something like that, that, the guy blocked it, and then the very next mix-up Krillin is doing, just make it only a smidge, just so it is annoying that if Krillin hits an EX Solar Flare, because like I said, some guys said it should be a normal one, but that's way too fucking good, dude, but just make it something so that if Krillin had like an EX Solar Flare that took meter, that boom, the very next mix-up, the guy has to remember that he has to hold forward instead of back, like his controls get reversed for just a split second, that you gotta like stay on your toes, right? I don't know, I think that is actually a pretty fun idea, right? I actually, again, too good to be a normal move, but as an EX move or a super, whatever the case. And of course, I think you should be able to combo after Solar Flare again more realistically, like you could at the beta, that kind of shit. But again, Krillin is a character like that. I feel like those are just really obvious things that should be fixed about him, right? Shit like he needs another normal. Give this dude another normal. Also, you could probably change this, that maybe if you press a button too, he could then like do one of these moves out of it or something, cost a bar, because you're already holding down the button. I think, like I said, I've said before, Krillin is a character that if I actually cared about the game, I would actually probably fiddle with him as like, I'm a board character, because I actually think he's pretty interesting, right? Anyway, like I said, so yeah, I think give this dude a normal that does not move forward. He desperately fucking uses it. Man, fuck my titties, right, dude? I mean, you could even do, I think you could, yeah, go lows like that, man. And that kind of shows the contrast, too, of, like, Vegito. Even though I think every character should have a move that doesn't move them forward, maybe Vegito is a character that he doesn't have a move that, like, keeps him stationary. Right? Like, I think that's a stupid idea, but characters need to be different. Plus, Vegito, you know what I mean? Since Vegito, I think that needs to be a real thing, right? So, Vegito's normals all move him forward. It is what it is. Makes spacing weird and awkward, but, it keeps characters a little bit different, right? So, anyway, besides that, I'll show a couple more things before I stop. Where is this? And I know people are kind of going crazy when I said like, oh, I wouldn't care if there was like, fucking transformations or something, a little bit more powered up supers. I think people were taking that way too seriously. That was just like a, go easy, guys. Like that was like, if you have to, if you absolutely have to. Like I don't think, you know what I mean? I think they can come up with a move for like a few characters in the game, dude, right? Like, I mean, that's like, people are saying like, oh, Blue Vegeta should have like a transformation. Like, dude, Blue Vegeta's kind of whack in terms of his character right now. Like, I think you can fiddle with a lot of his moves and make him more interesting. Like, don't give all these character transformations. I'm just saying, like, if you have to, dude, right? Like, I think you could be a little bit more easygoing on it. Like, I can show, like, a character like Gogeta. Like, Gogeta's kind of a conundrum, right? Like, I don't know what new normal you would give him or what new special. I mean, you could give him something, but the character already has a lot. Like, of course, you're going to be fiddling with a lot of his, like, moves whatsoever. I don't want to go too in depth with him, but maybe Gogeta, you know what I mean? Maybe he could have, like, I don't know, maybe he says something, because say something like Gogeta, people are like, oh, his frame data is so bad, blah, blah, blah. I'm not necessarily agreeing with that, and of course, all characters would be tweaked, but maybe Gogeta's a character that, you give him a little bit of a transformation super. Maybe he says something cliche, bring the voice actors in and be like, hey, can you say the line like, we only have 30 minutes, we have to finish this quickly. Say some bullshit anime line. Give him a transformation super or some bullshit. Where then, oh man, his frame data is all of a sudden, it's real fucking good. Whatever, his moves get better. Whatever, maybe he has some kind of weird thing where he can special to special. I don't fucking know. Whatever the case, dude. The point was, I'm not trying to go overboard with supers, but if you had to, only do it where you absolutely. I mean, Gogeta only sticks out to me as maybe you might need to do something with him, because I do think that, again, this is kind of getting into like a game theory thing. I do think the nerd in me thinks that Gogeta should have a Big Bang Kamehameha times 100, whatever the fuck it's called, right? Because that's a lure move of his. But it's like, well, how do you actually add that into the game, though, right? Because he already has so much fucking shit with all these different moves, right? You don't want to be giving him too much versatility, right? Although I actually do think that when I think when that move hits, that should be, again, because team synergy should actually exist. I think that, I think when this hits, if you actually switch out, he should be raining down lasers from above the whole time. That should be like a Hellzone grenade or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so I think that should be synergy stuff. But, you know, maybe if Gogeta had a fucking, if Gogeta transformed, if he got a little bit more powerful for a little bit, like maybe that would be a way that it adds in the Big Bang Kamehameha times 100. Like when he's transformed, that becomes the level 100 Big Bang Kamehameha. I don't know, whatever, dude, but a couple other things that actually, again, this video is already getting pretty long, but one tone down I've talked about that I would actually give. I think it was absolute fucking nonsense that they made. Oh well, fuck, I know. I think it was absolute nonsense that they added all this fucking. You know, they made all that shit like, you know what I mean? That shit was made way too easy, dude. Why the fuck? Do you remember like when all the Frieza players were all butthurt about all these crazy Frieza combos I was doing, which is mostly people being babies, because again, I told the story recently. I was doing that supposedly humanly impossible Kai combo 75% of the time I played the game, right? And I'm not always that good at it, but, you know, considering I don't even have a PS3, even if I wanted to practice it, you know. Point is, this stuff did not need to be, they did not need to make these disc things so much easier. Like, I would actually, Frieza as a character, I would tone down the disc stuff. That was absolute bullshit that they made that stuff so easy. I mean, come on, give me a break, dude. Like, maybe when he's Golden Frieza or something, maybe then you can make the disc like they are now, but man, what a fucking bullshit. Why did they make that so easy? Like, man, people made that combo so easy. Now everyone loves all those combos. It's like, yeah, you know, you actually could do those combos before, but you guys were such babies about it. But anyway, I did a video about all the stuff I would change about Frieza, so watch that video already. But because it's the same as before, just like I did Goku Black before as well, dude. You know what I changed about Goku Black? You know, they didn't go far enough with that thing. That thing should be real. You know, you have reflecting and all this shit. You know what I mean? You should have real strings with this. Like that should be like a real. That should be like a real fear, dude. Like that should be. You know, I also think that it should. I talked about this before. Oh man, I'm trying. I've made videos about these characters, so it's like not very exciting to like when people ask about them again, because it's like you could just watch that video. What would I do for Goku Black about his new move? Since Goku Black is like weak low wise, maybe his new normal is he kind of like steps forward with a kick, it hits low, and then he like stabs the guy or something, and the guy falls down. Kind of like EX Gohan's gut punch or some bullshit like that. You could give him that. You know what I mean? So then he's still weak because he would have to only build a special off it or banish off it. But at least you're giving him another low because he's not a character that has like a low like that. You know what I mean? I think when this hits, I think that should still throw out the fireball even when the first hit hits. And I also think I said this before in that video. I think they should have kept that glitch that was in the first version of the game, where if a special move could hit twice, you could then cancel that with a special move, and then the second hit of that fireball hits, and then you could special move cancel a special move. That was in like a very early version of the game that they took out, like a glitch. I think that'd be really fun. So if Goku's like this, he's like boom, boom, he cancels that into a fireball. Then that other second hit of the fireball is coming out, and then that hits, and then you special move cancel that into a teleport, whatever you want to do. Add that bug back in the game because it makes it was an interesting bug that was in the game. Didn't make it to a final version of the game. It was in one of the beta tests, whatever, but I think that was cool. Maybe his new move is, and I said this before, you know he has this move. Maybe when you do that motion in the air, again, Zamasu comes out, and then, say Zamasu comes out, and you know how in the anime, how he was about to karate chop Beerus in the back of the head with his like little laser sword hand, right? Maybe maybe he comes out when you're in there and he does this instead of like doing this coming out there. He comes out and he karate chops the guy in the back of the head. So he has like kind of like a weird throw in the air when the guy's on the ground. So if he's doing like mix-ups, he's like, ooh, then he does it in the air. Guys should be worried about that. And you know they have like that destruction finish if Beerus kills him when he disappears. Like imagine if there was like a little something fun and cute. Like if you do that move versus Beerus, he has a mitten on his hand. And he hits Beerus with the mitten instead of like, you know, I don't know, something like that. But anyway, I'm not sure, like I said, that people like some of these videos. Like I said, I've done so many of these, like, I don't want to keep going into these characters. People are asking about characters that I've already done, like Goku Black. I've actually done all these characters, you know what I mean, already. And it stands, right? I could probably, maybe it'd be better if I could just, it just feels so, like, nerdy if I just wrote it all out. All the things I would change, right? In a video. Like I said, these things seem like, what an obvious change. Like, make this more real, dude. Like, make it a faster one. Make it, well, there's a faster one now. They did end up changing that. But like, make it better. Make it still come out when you're close. Maybe even as like a double slash one that actually acts like a Kai Big Fireball or something. It's like you can reflect and homie dash in this game, right? Make it more legitimate, dude. Anyway. And like I said, for the transformation things, I think people, like, I was just saying, like, add it in if you absolutely cannot think of any other ideas. You know, add it in. But generally speaking, I think you can add in a special move or like one new normal for a character, and then just, you know, tweak tons of other stuff, right? But again, I know people are like, oh yeah, add transformations for this, add transformations. It's like, time out, dude. Like, a lot of these characters you can actually fiddle with a lot, dude, right? Like, this is like absolutely only if you needed to fucking like add transformation supers, I think you could do it. A little bit more lenient on it, I mean, right? But anyway. I think you could hear the enthusiasm in my voice because people mostly just ask about characters I've already done. So watch those videos, I guess. Anyway, yeah.